Hi, welcome to my channel, America Teacher, 5th grade. Here I am, Miss America, and today we are reviewing our Chapter 4 and in our American History unit. So I know many of you might just skip over this, but those of you who have true self-discipline, you will be doing this today. So, just go through it, and if you can answer all of these questions, I say great, you're ready to go on. If not, you might want to go back and listen to some of the others. Maybe you took a nap while I was reading or something. I don't know. All right, so here's our timeline. It starts on the 1400s. Every 100 years it's marked 1500, 1600, 1700. And in 1535, right about here, New Spain is formed. In 1607, just a little bit after that 1600 mark, the settlement of Jamestown is founded. In 1620, right over here, still closer to the 1600s and halfway through, is the Mayflower sails to Plymouth. And in 1682, now closer to the 1700 mark, La Salle claims Louisiana for France. Let's check out our timeline questions real quick since we just did that. It says use the chapter summary timeline above to answer these questions. 6. When was New Spain formed? Dun, 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 dun. You find that? Okay. 7. How many years after the English founded Jamestown did the Mayflower sail to Plymouth? You're going to have to do a little bit of math. I would go the year 1620 and then subtract 1607 is one way you can do that, or you can count forward from 1607 to 1620. Number 8. When did La Salle found Louisiana for France? Dun 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 dun! That's an easy one. All you have to do is write down that year. All right, these are our vocabulary words that they want you to write a sentence to explain how each pair of terms is related. So a little bit different than our matching, but how is plantation related to slavery? 2. How is raw material related to cash crop? 3. How is legislature related to represent? 4. How is royal colony related to proprietary colony? And 5. How is supply related to demand? And I would say if you don't do any other, please do supply and demand, because that still relates today. Okay? All right, facts and main ideas. Let me push that up a little bit more. Here we go. Answer these questions. 9. Why did Spain build missions in the borderlands of New Spain? Why did they do that? Do you remember? 10. What was England's first permanent settlement in North America? Not the last colony, the one that survived. Movie Pocahontas includes that settlement. 11. Who settled the Plymouth colony, and what was their reason for doing so? Key. 12. Why did some colonists enslave Native Americans and Africans? Okay, maybe that might be your emphasis or focus on that one. Here we go. 13. I'm not saying it's a good reason but it's a reason. Here we go. 13. And could it happen today? I don't know. Maybe we're not working for free, but if we can't make a living doing our job, are we free? Here we go. 13. Which cash crop required many workers but helped the Virginia colony grow? Was it A, cotton, B, rice, C, sugarcane, or D, tobacco? Again, the question for 13 was which cash crop required many workers but helped the Virginia colony grow? 14. How did traders with the Plymouth colony benefit Native Americans in the area? Is it A, they traded for tobacco, B, they traded for horses, C, they traded for metal goods and cloth, and D, they traded for corn and beans? So let's think about who wanted what again. How did traders with the Plymouth colony benefit Native Americans in the area? Okay? So how were the Native Americans benefited by what they received from the Plymouth colony? 15. Which was the main reason French and Dutch settlers started colonies in North America? Is it A, they wanted religious freedom, B, they wanted to gain profits from the sale of furs to Europe, C, they wanted to set up plantations, or D, they wanted to govern themselves? Okay, so again the question is, which was the main reason French and Dutch settlers started colonies in North America? Okay, I'm just going to say a lot of them were self-serving. All right, critical thinking. 16. What are 2 examples of cooperation and 2 examples of conflict between early European colonists and Native Americans? 2 ways that they exampled. Maybe you can think of specific colonies and one of each. Let's see. 17. How were the Mayflower Compact and the House of Burgesses important to self-government? Both of them were important. 18. Compare the settlement of Jamestown to the settlement of St. Augustine. Okay, compare, remember, is to share how they are the same or similar. We're not focusing on the differences. But if you want to add those too, just be sure that you don't call them comparisons. 19. Compare the French settlement of Quebec to the Dutch settlement of New Amsterdam. So, and again, if you were to compare, I would encourage you to do like a Venn diagram, double bubble, top hat organizer, whichever one you like. Okay, skills. Compare primary and secondary sources. 20. Look at page 168. Identify the object as a primary or a secondary source. So let's go to that one. I'll turn back to page 168. Let's look at this hat. The pilgrim hat. The beaver hat was worn by a settler on the Mayflower. Is that a primary source or a secondary source? If you could hold it in your hand. Okay, and our writing. 2 forms. You can just choose one. Go writing an informational report. Write a report that gives information about the Virginia colony and the Plymouth colony. Describe at least 2 events that helped the settlements prosper. Write a narrative. Imagine that you are a reporter in colonial St. Augustine, New Amsterdam, or New Orleans. Write a short story that describes your chosen city, includes its location and why it was founded. And if you are a reporter, then you are going to be writing in first person. Okay, unless of course you're like interviewing other people or those sorts of things. But if it's a narrative, you're going to be using I, we, are, okay. Versus an informational report is going to be third person, he, she, they. Okay, all right, and we are done with chapter 4. Woohoo! Again, I'm just going to, because I've got a couple of minutes, share with you my little Mayflower, my 3D one. Here's the back side of it. Little ship in a bottle. Isn't that cute? And kind of my 2D Mayflower. I suppose I should pull out my pictures of me being on it. Some things that I heard. The Mayflower, after it went, it kind of had an ignominious death. The wood was just basically taken apart. They've kind of been able to research like the last couple of times it went out after it dropped off the Pilgrims, but then the wood was either taken apart and sold for, scrap lumber or helped to build another ship. But for the most part, it wasn't there anymore. Again, these people didn't have hammocks. Those were mostly like on the Spanish ships, just because they were a little bit more aware of how the natives in South America were sleeping. They were sleeping in hammocks. Everybody else, they were sleeping on these terrible boards. Like, a family was literally given, I don't know, think of your bedroom, divide it into fours, and then go, all right, they had that much space. And if you have a large bedroom, think of maybe your kid's bedroom. I don't know. And yeah, that was all the space they had for everything, all their private stuff. People slept in shifts. Somebody was getting sick. It wasn't fun. All right, you guys, great job. If you did this, you are the ones with the most self-discipline, and you should be developing the most self-reliance, self-respect, and respect for others. Thank you for being kind. Thank you for being the amazing individuals you are and sticking with me. Have a great afternoon.